Losing a loved one is one of the most difficult experiences a family can face. Amidst the grief and the process of saying goodbye, you are often suddenly faced with complex legal responsibilities. One of the most common, yet confusing legal processes you might encounter during this time is something called probate. It is a word that brings a lot of questions and uncertainty to grieving families. Before we begin, this video provides general informational content. Every situation is unique, so it is important to consult with a qualified attorney for specific legal guidance tailored to your family. When a loved one passes away, the legal system provides a formal structure to handle their final affairs. This process is known as probate. At its core, probate is a court-supervised legal procedure designed to manage and finalize a deceased person's estate. It ensures that their final wishes are honored and their financial responsibilities are properly settled. The first major step in the process is validating the will, if one exists. The court examines the document to confirm it was legally created and truly represents the deceased's final intentions, officially recognizing the named executor who will manage the estate. Once the will is validated, the executor is responsible for identifying, gathering, and securing all of the deceased's assets. This includes everything from real estate properties and bank accounts to investment portfolios and sentimental personal belongings. The court oversees this inventory to ensure transparency and fairness for everyone involved. Before anyone inherits, the estate must settle any outstanding debts and pay final taxes. Only after these financial obligations are cleared can the final step occur. The remaining assets are then legally distributed to the rightful heirs and beneficiaries, legally concluding the probate process and bringing closure to the estate. This step-by-step supervision is what makes probate so thorough. When a loved one passes away, you might wonder why we even need a formal legal process. The first crucial function of probate is asset protection. It ensures that the deceased person's hard-earned property is immediately secured and safeguarded from theft, fraud, or mismanagement during a vulnerable time. Probate also guarantees orderly distribution. Without court oversight, transferring ownership of large assets like homes or vehicles would be a chaotic guessing game. Probate provides the necessary legal authority to issue clear titles, meaning the rightful heirs can actually own, sell, or refinance the property without future legal clouds over their heads. Beyond assets, probate provides a definitive timeline for debt resolution. It forces creditors to submit claims within a strict window, preventing surprise bills from haunting the family later. Finally, probate acts as a neutral ground. If family members disagree, the court provides a structured environment to resolve disputes fairly, preserving family relationships. The probate process officially begins by filing a petition with the local probate court. This critical first step formally requests the court to admit the will, if one exists, and to appoint an executor or personal representative. Once the petition is filed, all heirs, beneficiaries, and known creditors must be officially notified. This gives anyone with a legal interest in the estate the opportunity to step forward or contest the proceedings if necessary. Following the notification period, the court holds a hearing. Here, the judge validates the will and officially grants the executor the legal authority to act on behalf of the deceased's estate. The newly appointed executor must then locate, identify, and value all estate assets. This includes everything from bank accounts and real estate to personal belongings like vintage clocks or cherished paintings, creating a comprehensive inventory. Before any loved ones receive their inheritance, the estate must settle its obligations. The executor uses the estate's funds to pay off valid debts, final medical bills, and any lingering estate or income taxes. Once all debts and taxes are completely cleared, the remaining assets are finally ready for distribution. The executor transfers these assets to the rightful heirs and beneficiaries exactly as dictated by the will or state law. The final step involves submitting a full accounting of all transactions to the court. Once approved, the judge discharges the executor, officially closing the estate and concluding the probate journey. One of the most common questions families ask is, how long will probate take? The reality is, probate is rarely a quick process. On average, you can expect it to take anywhere from 9 months to over a year. The timeline heavily depends on the estate itself. A simple estate with an organized will might move relatively fast, but a complex estate involving multiple properties, business interests, or missing documents can drag the process out for several years. Then there is the matter of cost. Probate isn't free. Families must budget for court filing fees, attorney representation, and sometimes professional appraisal fees. These costs can eat up 2 to 5% of the estate's total value. Finally, external factors like family disputes or simple court backlogs can cause unexpected delays. Open communication among family members is essential for navigating this potentially long and expensive journey. Probate can be a lengthy, public, and expensive process for grieving families. Fortunately, there are several legal strategies you can use to avoid it altogether. One of the most effective and popular tools is a living trust. By transferring your assets into a trust while you are alive, those assets can pass directly to your chosen beneficiaries upon your death, completely bypassing the probate court system. Another simple method is joint ownership. If you own property jointly with a right of survivorship, it automatically transfers to the surviving owner. You can also use payable on death or transfer on death designations on bank accounts and retirement funds to name a direct beneficiary. If the estate is relatively small, many states offer a simplified probate process or allow you to use a simple affidavit to claim assets. Finally, giving away assets as gifts while you are still alive reduces the size of your estate, helping to minimize or entirely avoid probate complexities for your loved ones. At the heart of the probate process is the executor, a trusted individual appointed to manage the deceased's estate. This essential role involves meticulous organization and significant responsibility, from locating and accurately valuing hidden assets to paying off outstanding creditors, final medical bills, and taxes. Unfortunately, the process isn't always straightforward. Complex family dynamics or unclear instructions can lead to contested wills, where the legal validity of the document is challenged in court. These disputes are deeply emotionally taxing and almost always require professional legal guidance to resolve, turning what should be a peaceful transition into an arduous legal battle. But what happens if a loved one passes away without a will? This is known as dying intestate. In these cases, strict state laws dictate how assets are distributed, typically following a rigid family tree hierarchy. Without clear instructions, a probate judge makes the final decisions, which may not align with what the deceased would have actually wanted. Navigating the loss of a loved one is incredibly difficult, and dealing with probate can feel overwhelming. Remember, probate is simply the legal process of settling an estate, and understanding its basic steps can help ease the burden. Always consult with a qualified estate attorney or legal professional for guidance tailored to your specific situation. For more helpful resources and support during this challenging time, please visit funeralus.com. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share your own experiences or questions in the comments below. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.